Hello everyone, it's Professor Sadiq Noor, and today I'm going to demonstrate to you how to use Unix commands, and these will be one of the series about Unix command, and I will name it as Unix command part 1. All right, let's start. So here I will run a couple of slides to discuss what Unix is all about. Unix command part 1, right? So Unix operating system is a powerful multi-user, multitasking operating system originally created in the early 1970s. At the AT&T Bell Labs, it became one of the most influential technologies in computer science and is the foundation for many modern operating systems. So the next is what Unix is. Unix is an operating system, multi-user, multitasking, portable, and a family of system, right? So an operating system means that it manages computer hardware and provides service for running programs similar to Windows or Mac OS. Multitask means that multiple user can log in and work on the system simultaneously. Multitasking means it can run many processes at the same time without interference. Portable, it was written in the C programming language. It makes it easy to adapt to different hardware. This was the revolutionary at the time. A family of system means Unix isn't just one OS. It's a standard and ecosystem that include many variants such as Mac OS, Solaris, AIX, HP, UX, PSD system for free PSD, Open PSD, and NetBSD. You remember, Linux is not Unix, but is Unix-like, meaning it behaves similarly and follows many of the same principle. But Unix is not Linux, okay? So what are the Unix key feature? One is that the key feature of Unix is one, command line driven through. It can have graphical user interface, hierarchical file system. Everything is a file in Unix, even devices. Powerful scripting using shell languages like SH, BSH, and KSH. Strong security and permission model. Why Unix matters in here? Unix influence almost every modern operating system. Concepts like shell, script, pipes, and redirection, hierarchical file system, process management, all originated from Unix design. So where Unix is used, we use Unix at the server and the data centers. They use Unix. Scientific computing, telecommunication, education, especially computer science, and the Mac OS desktops and laptops. So the first thing we need to run the Unix, we need to have the installation and configuration. So for a remote Linux/Unix server, you need to go to PuTTY.org website to download the software. So we need to be sure that we download the alternative binary files selected 64-bit 86 to click on download. So let me show you how. So this is the site, and then you will have to scroll down, and then you will need to download this one here, executable. So click on it. PuTTY.executable is been downloaded, and then you will open it to run it, and that's what you need. That's your PuTTY, right? But the PuTTY software that you need to run your Unix command, right? So the next thing after you download it, Now we need to boot the host. So it's very important that you need to have a host that you can connect to the server, and then from using that host, we have to navigate the commands, right? So we have to type this, as I will show you. So here, be sure to type the host name or the IP address. So I will type 40.114.44.209. Now the next thing is you have to save your session. So I will say Sadiq underscore Unix. All right. And then I will hit save. Now to run it, just you have to click your session that you created. All right. So let's go back to the PowerPoint. So inside the save session, enter, you can name it anything you want. So I named it Sadiq underscore Unix, right? Now, if you have a MacBook, so you want to practice Unix command, so obviously you need to open the MacBook terminal as shown in the image, all right, here. So once you open it, you will need to type SSH username the IP address, right? And then you will have the IP address going to be provided by me, which I provided you. So the example is how to do. Once you open your terminal, you will have to type SSH, then space, then your username. In my case, is SNUUR at the IP address 40.114.44.209. So every semester it keep on changing, so you have to ask your professor about it. Then you have to press the enter key, and then you will be asked to put your password, right? The password which the professor has to provide it you regarding the IP address here, right? So that's for the users who is using MacBook, all right? Now, shells and the utilities. Using shells and the utilities. The shell is a program that handles user interaction with the Unix system. The Unix system commands are processed by a shell that lays between the user and other part of the operating system. So the shell command, some command are part of the shell program. These built-in commands are recognized by the shell and are executed internally, right? Utility program, like most Unix commands, are executable program utilities that the shell locates and executes. So the Barney shell, which is the SH, is the standard shell that is part of most of the Unix operating system. It is usually the default shell on your system. So whatever the system that you are using, by default is going to be the Barney shell. The prompt for the Barney shell is always will be $, which I'm going to show you. That's your prompt, right? So first we need to establish the login process, right? So the process of establishing the contact with the Unix operating system consists of the number of a prompts and user input that starts and ends the session. So a session is a period of time during which you use the computer. So to log in, the process of identifying yourself and letting Unix know that you want to use the system is called logging in process. So the first thing you must do to use Unix system is log in. So let me show you how. So while we are here in the PuTTY software, and then I will double click my session, you will get the welcome screen. So just accept, and then I will increase the size so you can see the command well. Perfect. So once we double click the session that we saved, now log in as my username. Then I have to put the password that I've been given. So remember, the password is a silent, is hidden. You are not gonna figure out what you are typing. So you have to be sure that what you are typing exactly the same as what you've been provided. Now this is the welcome screen. As you see now, we are in Unix. That's the prompt. You see the dollar sign, the Bernie shell, right? That's the prompt. And then to clean the screen, we have a command, clear. Clear is a command to clean up your screen. All right. So now we are in Unix, right? So we are logged in now. So we log in. So I put my username and then password. Then I see now the dollar amount, which is the prompt. Now the first command that I'm gonna show you is the password. Password is a sequence of letters and digits used by Unix to verify that the user is allowed to use the system, right? So you will need to type the password and then press the enter key. The Unix system displays some messages. The Unix systems displays the system prompt once you're done with it. So your system prompt is gonna be the dollar sign, or sometimes it depends on the system you are using, will be the percentage sign, right? So the password format, remember, whenever you want to change the provided password by your own password, then we have to follow the rules. So the password format, your password must comply with the following criteria. The new password must differ from the old one by at least 3 characters, right? The password must be at least 6 characters long and must contain at least 2 characters and one number. The password must differ from your user ID, right? So if Unix detects anything wrong with your password, it displays an error message and shows the new password prompt again, right? So the command we have for to change the password is passwd, right? So we have the command known as passwd. So this is the command to change the password, right, in Unix. So let me explain, let me show you how to do it. So you're gonna type passwd. You will be asked enter your current password. And then whatever your current password is, now it's asking you enter your new password. It has to be 6 with 1 digit or number, right? So I'm gonna say so you need to retype your password again. So it said the password doesn't match, so we have to do it again. Passwd. We need to put the password. Now we need to put the new password. So the password is successfully is been changed, right? So that's the first command, how to change a password, all right? And you will gonna get the message here that the password is updated, all right? Now, to clean the screen, the command is clear. So be sure that whenever you use the command in Unix, it has to be in lowercase, no uppercase, because Unix is a case sensitive, all right? So we're gonna read the PowerPoint. So this is how to use the passwd. Now, if you wanna exit the body or you wanna close the session, you can either use Ctrl and D or you can type exit, which I'm gonna show you at the end. Ctrl and D. Simultaneously is gonna close the session, right? It's gonna close your buddy session to get out of it, right? Next. Now, how to use the Unix command line structure. So the first thing is that you have to provide the command name. The second thing you have to do the option. Option is like the switches, the attribute, the property belongs to the command, right? And then the arguments is something is like optional. If you want to go to a specific location and so on, then you have to write their path, right? That will be the arguments, all right? So the first thing will be the prompt, the system prompt. The second thing will be the command name that you want to use. Then you will have, whenever you want to use the option, right? You will have to have a minus, then the option. The option usually is like one letter. It could be one or more single letter option that you have to put with the negative, no space. After you type the negative, that you shouldn't give any space. It has to be negative and then the option. Then space the arguments. Generally, the argument will be the file name or the path name, right? Now, remember, commands is the name of the executable file of built-in shell commands and is also a case sensitive, right? So all the command in Unix is case sensitive. You have to write them in a lowercase. Be sure that your cap log is off. Now this is how they explain the command line structure. After the prompt, you will see the command, then space, minus, then the option, either going to be one letter or two, and then space the arguments, right? Now these are the commands. Clear to clean the screen, who is to display, who is logging to the system, right? The information. Whom am I? I'm asking the system who I am. Call is for calendar, to get the calendar. Date, to display the date and time from the system. Man is for manual, right? User, to indicate how many user we have. And then we have password, which I show you how to change the password of your account. So the date. The date command displays the current date and the time on the screen. The date and time are set by the system administrator and user cannot change them, all right? So let me show you how to use date. You will type date, all in lowercase. So it shows you today is Monday, February 16th, and the time, all right? The next command I have is who. Information on who users, on information on users, the who command. So the who command lists the login names, terminal names, and the login times of the user who are currently logged on the system. The command who is used to check the level of activity in the system or to find out whether a particular person is on the system, right? So to do that, you will go back to your body and then you will type who. So who now, these are the people who are in the system right now, right? Who are either practicing and so on. So it shows you all the information here, right? So the first column, when you see the first column here, S Noor and the other people here. So the first column shows the login name of the user. The second column identifies the terminal being used. The TTY number gives you some indication about the location of the terminal, and the third and the fourth column shows the date and time that each user logged in. All right. Now I want to check. Yes, I want to see who am I, which unit display who the system think you are. All right. So clean the screen, clear. Who am I? So it says you are S Noor, right? So if you want to indicate what is this, you can use the option, right? In my next slide here, you can use these option, right? So the who options, which is the switches or the property belongs to the who, are these listed down here. So the table is shows the option is -Q, minus capital H, minus B, right? So the who option, which is listed in 3.1, Linux also provides some alternative and new option. Under Linux, some of these options are not available or some of the option output are slightly different. So Linux new and alternative option are listed under the Linux heading in table 3.1, okay? So Linux, if you are in Linux, you can use the count, and in Unix, you will use -Q. If you want to use heading, you will have to type two negative heading and then in Linux, whereas in Unix, you will put -H. So what are these -Q? The Q stands for quick, who just displays the name and the number of users. -H displays the heading above each columns, and -B displays the time and the date of the last reboot. And then the help to -help displays usage message. All right, so let's explore these options. So I would say who am I, and then -H, capital H. So what happened now, it creates a column. Very easy now to understand what is what. All right. So if you said who, and then you want to count -Q. So it says I have three people, and these are the people who are logging now, three of them, right? Also, you can type who -count. That's a Linux command. So it's the same thing. And then you can also do who -- a heading. That's the Linux command, not Unix command. See? So the same thing you can also do with who -Q. See, it displays the number of users currently using the system and then the user names. All right, clean the screen clear. So the next thing we have is Now the next thing we have is how to use those options, right? So which I have displayed to you, I have shown you the who -h, what will be the output, or you can replace the -h by who negative heading. That will do the same thing as -h. But this one is for Linux, right? The who command with the -q option, who -q, that will tell you the username and how many users are currently using the system. So it's to count for us actually. So you can also use negative count to count for how many users we have currently using the system. Then we have who -b. This is the command to show us like the reboot, how many times somebody reboot the system. So who -b. And then if you want to use the heading, let's try that one. So it tells you the name, system boot, time, when the system was reboot. Clear? Now, if you want to get help, you will type who, and then you will type help. So this is the help regarding the who command, right? Clear? It cleaned the screen. So here I show you how to get the help. Type the command and then negative help. The next command is the call for the calendar. The call command displays the calendar for the specified year. If the year and the month are both specified, then the calendar for just that month is displayed. The default argument for the call command is the current month. Okay. So displaying the calendar for the current month, you will just say call. And if you want to put the month and the year you want to display the calendar, then you have to put those arguments there with the call. So let me show you how to do it. All right. So a little bit before I will show you some notes that you need to understand about the call command. Type the specified year in full year value. For example, you will say call 2010, not call 10. It's not going to work. Use the month number 1 to 12 and not the month name. You cannot put January, March, April like that. You have to put the number of the month. The call command without the argument displays the calendar of the current month. The call command with the year argument but without the month argument displays the calendar for specified year. For example, displaying the calendar for 2010 November, you will say call 11/2010 here, right? So let me show you. First, by default, if you say call, it's going to show you the current month calendar. Now, if you say call January 2027, so that's the month, right? January 1st of next year, that will be the calendar. Then you cannot put call March, April, and then you have to put the number of the month. All right. If you want to get help, call help. It displays the help. Clear to clean the screen. All right. If you just say call May 1975, it's gonna give you the month of May of 1975 on the calendar. Clear to clean the screen. So the next one command I have is man for manual. So using the electronic manual, the manual command shows pages from the online system documentation we have to type man followed by the name of the command. You can use man to get the detail about the command, right? So I want to get the manual for the calendar, right? When you do that, it's going to show you something in the right hand side. You see this one here? It's going to give you all the details. So let's say you said manual. Give me the manual of the calendar command. There you go. All right. So to stop it, you can do Control and Z. You will be back to the prompt if you don't want to read all the manual about the calendar. All right. I can say manual, man, and date. These are all the information. Press the enter key. All right. If you want to stop it, Control and Z. Now, if you want to correct the typing mistake you did, you can use the backspace or Ctrl+H. So you will keep on pressing the H, hold the Control and then H once for each character you intend to erase, right? If you want to remove what you said at once, then Control and U, which remove the entire command line and the cursor move to the blank line. The character that erases the entire line is called the kill character, right? Or you can also use Control and C to interrupt the character. Or you can press, so I have used Control and Z, okay? So let me show you how to correct any mistake you have done. Clear. So now I'm gonna say I misspell calendar, right? So with the backspace, you can do so. Or Control and H. Hold the Control and keep on pressing the H. All right? Or Control and U to delete the whole word and start from the beginning. All right? And then if you say users, it's gonna show me only the list of users who are using the system right now. So the user command just displays the user name. As you see here, these are the people who is using this system right now. All right. Clear to clean the screen, right? So if we go back to our PowerPoint, we have went through all these commands. So this was the first list of command in part 1 in Unix. I will keep on creating more nice videos regarding Unix. So be sure that to subscribe to the channel and be sure that to share with your friends and family member. Thank you so much and have a nice and blessed day. Bye.